All right, everybody. It is Monday morning, 11 o'clock. The universes are listening. I'm sorry we were a little late. That was my fault. The Yankees had called me after they saw me pitch it. At
That was a good breaking ball.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You know what was the worst, too? So we had three people before me. There was two older gentlemen, not older, two adults. One young boy, about 12, 13 years old. First two guys get up, perfect strikes. I'm sitting there watching them going, oh, this is great. And then the kid gets up, perfect strike. So then I'm going up, and I know my shoulders, it's just not going to make it. And then I let it go. It was fun. You know what, though? I was just talking to Jackie, our girls alumni, and I said, you know what? All these other people are sitting on the couch eating hot dogs, and I was up there throwing the first pitch, so who cares how bad it is?
Exactly.
Yeah. Weekend was good?
Yeah. I mean, the weather. This weather is just.
Yeah, I know.
Every weekend,
man. I know. I like it a little cool like this, too, so you're not sweating.
I don't mind that, but the sun would be nice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. There's all these. There's a girl that a Reels video, and I don't know if she was joking around or not, but she was one of those people that really believe. Well, I guess it's not just believe; it's the facts about this cloud seeding, and she claims that every weekend in Boston they've been cloud seeding. She thinks because all the weekends are bad.
Yeah, I don't know why you would do that, but yeah, it could be. Who knows?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
There's our buddy, the veteran from Chicago, the conductor.
Good morning, Bill.
He's a good man.
Yes, sir.
Let me see, Susan. Let's show what was worse, your thrower, your dancing. Oh, I was dancing out in the field too. They had the cheerleaders out there, and I was dancing. They're looking at me like, "What is wrong with this guy?" That's a blast. Beautiful stadium, Staten Island. It was right by the Staten Island Ferry where it comes in. The stadium is called SASIUH, I think is how it's spelled properly. But beautiful. So the field looks. You're looking out at view of Manhattan. Nice stadium. Met the owner there. Really nice people. They're really struggling to get it. It's minor league baseball, so it's he's a great guy, but he's putting a lot of money into it. It's not working. He's been there about 3 years.
Yeah, it's a tough gig, especially
it is,
the Mets and the Yankees. But Somerset Patriots and Somerset, New Jersey, I don't know how they're doing now, but they've always done a great job because they make it a family thing. Bring the kids, you get the package deal.
Yeah. That was a blast. If it was closer to I'd love to go on a nice summer night there. It was a rainy night too, so the crowd was a little sparse, but they were enthusiastic. Right. I get to meet a guy who's on Fox Business, Brian.
Kilmeade? No.
Brian, hold on one second here. I got him here. Good guy too. He's a Minnesota guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Good looking dude too. You can tell he's just. Where is he? Brian something. Hold on. Brian Brenberg.
Okay. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. Good guy. He's a Minnesota guy. So you want me to tell him a story about the old Met in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll tell the story. So it's after a game. Where we lived, the hotel we stayed was right by the stadium. So after the game, we've been out for a few, hanging out in the hotel a little bit, and this beautiful Italian girl comes walking in. So we hit it off. Hit it off very well, actually, and we spent the night together. And she told me her name is Michelle. Didn't ask what her last name was. Very, very nice, friendly relationship, so we keep in touch. So Minnesota's coming into town, and she's downstairs and right by the locker room downstairs, hanging out with Lou Nanny, who ran the team.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
So it's not good.
I'm thinking, what is she doing here? Now I'm getting nervous. Like, is she here? Like, did I do something? She get pregnant or something? Well, it was Lou Nanny. It was Lou Nanny's daughter.
Is she the mom of Vinny?
Yes.
Siri?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But she married a soccer player, right? Is that what it was?
I don't know, but Vinny Lettieri, that's Lou's grandson.
That's right. Oh.
Yeah.
So I was going into panic mode.
You really went.
Yeah. And it's somebody. I can't remember who saw her years later, and said, "Oh, do you know Tom Laidlaw?" She said, "Oh, yes, that was my slutty days back then."
Oh, it doesn't make her a bad person. It makes you a bad person. It happened.
Yeah, it happened. Oh man, the panic that went in when I saw her standing by Lou.
Well, that was kind of an influential guy at the time. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Yeah. I don't know what he. I can't remember if he must have put two and two together because then I'm talking to her like he's probably thinking like, how the heck does he know her?
I don't know. I don't have girls, and it's a good thing.
I know. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I actually thought I might get traded there.
Yeah.
Then he sent me to the minors. Yeah. Yeah. How's the body feeling? I tell you, my shoulder. Like you told me, you get bad shoulders too, right?
Horrible.
Yeah. Like, have you thrown a ball?
No, I would have to throw it on their hand.
Yeah.
Anything over hands, no longer have that.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But you know what though? Like we talked before, I'm really glad I've gotten to the point where it didn't bother me a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, like I said, everybody was there sitting on a hot dog, sitting on the couch eating hot dogs, and I'm throwing the ball. Good morning, you magical veteran. You.
Yeah, there's my man. He's banged up too. Speaking of shoulders, he got crunched and jacked up his shoulder. So hopefully he's on the road to recovery quick.
Crunched doing what? What was he doing?
I was not alumni. I'm sorry, charity game. They're playing Newark Fire Department, and it was a loose puck, and he dove for it.
Oh.
And a guy fell on top of him. When he did. He really jacked his shoulder up.
Well, that's right. I forgot he was on that in Jersey
Warriors. Yeah. Great guy. I love Keith.
Yeah, he seems like a really cool dude.
Oh,
just the stuff he writes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was. Thank you, William. That was I assume you're talking about the Nanny family. We got there, Ron G. Another veteran here. Beautiful person right here.
Yeah,
I'll never forget the first time we saw Bill Brown speaking at the swim across the Hudson.
Yeah.
And he's jacked up guy, and square jaw, and Navy SEAL, and he's talking about beautiful. Everybody's beautiful. Like it's great. It was fantastic.
That's Bill.
Yeah.
That's Bill. That's really who he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's beautiful people, beautiful Asian people, beautiful Black people, beautiful white people. Yeah, he's good.
He sees it. He sees you for who you are, and and he really appreciates people.
Yeah, he does. Well, Lou Nanny is huge in Minnesota. Yes, he is.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Oh God.
He's the original Lou.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. He played too, right? I think he played with you. Yeah,
he played for Minnesota. He was, I don't know, one of the Olympic teams early on, 68 maybe.
Right.
Somewhere.
And then he was on, in the movie, at least he was on the panel selecting the coach for the 80 Olympic team, wasn't he? I'm pretty sure
I think he might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a big part of USA hockey for.
Yeah. Oh, God. Good
job, by the way, Tom.
You think, okay, you're being very discreet. It's in the hotel. What's the big deal? I was very nice to the woman. Got a hotel room.
Well, nothing happened.
No, we talked, we conversed. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I'd never had that experience, but I think I told you I was about 12 years old. It's the first baseball practice, and I was late, like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And the coach is screaming at me. I'm out in the outfield shagging balls, and the kid next to me, I go, "Who's this idiot?" Oh, that's my father. And actually turned out to be the best coach I ever had.
Is that right? Yeah. Isn't it funny how it's funny sometimes some things come out of your mouth, and as soon as they come out of your mouth, you're going, "Oh."
Bring that one back in.
I think I told you the story. We had a woman cleaning my house, a house cleaner, really sweet Hispanic woman. English wasn't that good. I hadn't seen her in a while. I think she'd gone. I can't remember why, but she came back in. She looked like she was pregnant, and she was not. Oh God! And she was so sweet too. And it was really nice to her all this time. I said, "Well, I think it said something like, what do you do?" And she looked at me and started crying. Like she goes, "I'm not pregnant." And I go, "Oh my God!" I learned my lesson.
You always follow that with back.
Yeah.
When do you do back? When are you going to do next Tuesday?
Oh God. I've learned my lesson now. Even if it's so obvious that the woman's pregnant, I don't say a word. Yeah.
And now, it's men can have babies, so you got to be careful there too.
That's true.
Yeah.
You love those topics, don't you?
That dude might just be fat. It's hard to tell. Yeah.
No, jeez. Yeah. Oh. And then, of course, anybody that is pregnant, I said, well, you're going to name it Tommy, right?
Yeah. How many Tommies are out there, you think, running around?
I think we're all clear on that. It must be. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think just my two sons.
Yeah.
We unfortunately well, terrible subject, but we had my ex-wife, the mother of my son, she had a miscarriage after my first son was born. And that's a weird experience to go through, right?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Really hard on the woman.
Yeah. Because you figure there's a human being in there. That's,
of course, yeah. It's hard on you, but especially.
Yeah. I must have been quite a jerk because she actually thanked me for being in the hospital with her. Like she shouldn't have had to
Didn't
thank
expect
me.
You to be there.
Yeah. I don't think. And I remember she said that to me. Am I that much of a jerk?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. That at least you at that point you realize. Hey, let me think about this. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Well, what am I not doing?
Yeah, because we've talked about this too, where I'm so into my hockey career, playing, and then I got the agent career going on. So I was so focused on my careers, and
it's common, more common than not.
Yeah. I've been doing more research on this whole psilocybin thing. apparently, did we say this that a lot of people think that like about 50% of like athletes, business people that are high level business people, actors are all on psilocybin, microdosing and psilocybins.
Well, I know it's very popular. The only thing I will say, there's no long-term study on it done.
Right.
But I saw it a week ago. It's called Tripped. It's about the history of LSD from its inception in Switzerland. Sandoz was a company, and the Nazis were going to use it. But anyhow, long story short, the CIA used it, and they used it to try and as like a truth serum. They were testing it on people that didn't know they were being given it in the 60s and some in the 70s. But anyhow, but there's a lot of thought that it does increase neuroplasticity, which could prevent Alzheimer's, dementia. It may even, I don't know. So CTE, I don't know how that would affect it, but I do know that they've had success with addiction, depression. So yeah, it's a pretty common thread.
One thing I've learned, not everybody it seems like it's just a whole lifestyle too. It isn't just about the psilocybins. Like it's believing what happens after you die.
I think you have to, you got to kind of mentally buy into the whole spirituality of it.
Right.
I mean, it's more than just, taking a trip.
Right.
It's really more than that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what happens to you. Like, do we really die, or we just go off to another life? Like a lot of those people into that stuff. You believe in that stuff.
Just hope the next life there's no jets.
But that's true. Like we have this idea about what life is about, like this human body. This is how we. Like if you really think about it, it doesn't have to be that way. That's just we're just so used to that.
No one's come back to tell us. So you gotta wait. Yeah.
Or maybe they have. Maybe they have come back to tell us.
Well, there's certainly like a lot of people that can connect apparently with people that pass.
Well, okay, it's called they call it channeling.
Yeah.
And it's I won't mention his name, but I have a buddy of mine. He wasn't like this all his life, but he's did the macro dosing.
Yeah.
And now he claims that he can. I believe him the way he talks that he can now speak to, or he gets signals from people that have passed away.
Well, there's some thought that like everything's a frequency. And that people that have clairvoyant type of capabilities, they're just able to tap into a frequency we can't.
Right.
And then, if you get a little metaphysical, maybe the afterlife isn't a physical.
Yeah.
You're a frequency.
Right.
And people can tap into that.
Right.
I don't know. That's way above.
I know. Same here. But don't you part of it is like they think that
I teach people to punch each other.
I know what the heck is that. We'll get back to that subject. That's it. But so people believe that we have all had the ability to do this. It's just that we block it. We just don't believe in it, so we don't allow it.
I'll tell you, I read that book Phenomena by Ann Jacobson. It's like this thick, but it's amazing, and it follows the whole. Again, there's the CIA, the MK Ultra, where they tried to do remote viewing, and they found people that really could do it. And that one guy was so good. Private life, he got a call from I think he was living in Kentucky. It was a 5-year-old boy who had wandered off in the woods, and the sheriff called him, and this guy told him not only what direction to go in, but where the officers should get out of the car, how many steps through northeast or whatever it was, and exact steps, like 1,132 steps, and you'll find the kid. He did.
Wow, it's like the movie Phenomena with John Travolta. There was a scene like that too, right?
Well, it may have been similar type of, but this was real. This guy, this is the guy that was able to identify the Soviets at the time building their first thermonuclear.
That's right. You told me about that. That's right.
Sub. It's it's fascinating and scary at the same time.
See, if somebody had told me that like 10 years ago, I said, you're crazy. That guy's, but I think you get in this journey where you get more into mental health and you open up your mind and say, well, maybe it is.
I mean, I've read some stuff. So let's say like phone rings, you know who it is.
Yeah.
Looking. And that happens a lot to us. Now,
Sure.
Is that just chance? Because maybe, I didn't hear from Tommy. That's got to be him. Or is it maybe you're kind of hitting that frequency?
Right. I want to get back to that. I just want to answer Williams. Tom, I had a hobo on my train this morning who was from Canada. Said he said Joe Murphy had no idea he got through the border camp, but I believe he was wearing a Ranger jersey.
Joe's not doing well.
Yeah, I know. And they tried to get him help, and he just left again too, right?
He's what they call Micah, mentally ill, chemically addicted.
Oh.
So he's got two things. He's mentally ill and he's chemically addicted. It's pretty tough.
Wow. I don't have these issues, yes, but I've been following Carcilli. He seems to be helping. If it helps these guys, I'm all for it. Yeah. I mean, a lot, so much as you're right. That's a very good point that some people, psilocybins don't work. Well, they work if you want them to, like if you believe that they're working.
Riley, did you interview? You did Riley Cote, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's-
So that ESPN did a 30 for 30 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Keith's up on it.
Keith is? Oh.
Yeah.
As Micro has cured me from the after effects of many concussions, like constant migraines. I microdosed for 3 months after my sleep better. Yeah. Very cool. See, I like to hear those stories. Yeah. Good job there, Keith. Finding on autism spectrum. Wonder how differently she observes herself. Yeah, so I've spoken to Danny's daughter. She's a total sweetheart. Great artist, too. Like, Danny's posted pictures sometimes. But, yeah, you wonder what's going on.
Well, again, I think they're just, maybe it's possible because many people who are on the spectrum have incredible talent. So growing up, there was a little girl up the street. She'd come over to hang out with my sister. And my mother would have the AM radio on. Like she's cooking dinner. This little girl would listen to a song, walk over to the piano and play it. I was like, and she was, and functionally, she couldn't get 3 words out. Poor thing. Yeah. So they're like on a different spectrum or not a different frequency.
Barry Shelley, sorry I missed your message there. It pops up on the screen, it goes away. Hold on. Newsflash. Okay.
Hey Tracy,
so you see the game, right? You see it. You see it through it, right?
That's well done. Hey Tracy, how are you?
Just a constant target.
Now her boys, Tracy, your boys are playing. Is that varsity high school baseball? Where do they travel, or a little bit of both? I think both her boys are really good baseball players.
Yes, she does say she travels around, leaves her mansion there out in Long Island.
Mansion.
Yeah, 5-acre resort.
Yeah.
Pool. Yeah. We get invited though? No. Oh, Danny. Barry Shelley. Oh, these guys. Oh, there's Debs here. I get the crew here today. Let me see. That guy was very intelligent by buying macabre breakfast. Threw a few bucks. Good job, William. You're a good man. Really. Does everybody call you William or Bill? Morning, Deb. Oh, God. I like this crew.
Barry.
Yeah. Here we go. Yes, baseball and high school travel.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Like I said, the Yankees called me. I don't know. The Yankees want me to come in for a little tryout.
Well, you're throwing heat for sure, and that was a hell of a sinker.
Right.
That ball broke right through the
ground. I wanted to. I studied up a little bit. You want to keep it away from the center of the plate. Exactly. So that was my thought process.
Work the paint.
Edges. The catcher was a great guy. You just see the catcher at the end there. He tried to pull it back into the middle to make it look like it was actually a strike.
Well, that's what they have to do. They have to frame it.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. I was practicing the line because I did a few videos. It was funny watching some of these bad first pitches, and the guy, one of the broadcasters, going, "Well, he kept it away from the inside of the plate."
By the way, I saw John Daly throw. He still throw. He could throw the ball.
Oh, is that right?
You ever see that? Like he'll just walk up to a ball, barefoot, jeans on, smoking a cigarette, can of Coke, and just stripe it like.
He was. I saw a video of him talking about how he drinks like 30 or 40 beers a day.
Yeah. Caffeine, beer, and cigarettes. That's what he lives on.
Well, because people have posted kind of sarcastic videos saying, "Okay, this is great. You're going to work out, stay in shape, and everything, and then when you die, you'll be in shape. You'll just still die." Well, yeah, because I can walk. I don't have to. I don't have to get a cane or whatever. If you don't use it, you will lose it.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So what do we do tonight? Rumpy's got to be in the lineup tonight.
Well, okay, good point. Glad you brought that up. What happened to Heedle? Did they say or what?
Well, I mean, 2 + 2 tells me he got concussed again.
Right. Okay. Because they said he after the game he sounded fantastic. But
may hit the nausea and all that later. I'm hoping maybe I'm wrong, but I just there's no. It would just make you believe because sometimes, like you said, you don't have to be hit.
Yeah.
You just be turning your head.
Yeah, that's a bad sign, man, for that poor kid. I like him too. Seems like
I would have moved him up to that line and sat. Roslovic's doing a whole bunch of nothing out there.
Right. Yeah. How about Trocheck? Jason Trocheck, right?
Vincent Trocheck. Yeah.
So somebody went through and my good friend and former college roommate and teammate is the president and general manager there, Carolina. So I want to be careful when I say this, but somebody went through the timeline how they signed that guy as a free agent from Montreal. Kind of like as a payback, as Montreal signed or attempted to sign one of their players. And because they paid that kid big money, he's on the fourth line. Trocheck, they lost Trocheck because they couldn't sign him, didn't have room under the cap. And now Trocheck's playing so well.
Wow, is he playing great? He does it all. Like he's a hockey player.
Yeah.
Wins draws, wins battles, makes great plays, scores.
Feisty too. Yeah, he's got the little yapping.
I love when he was giving it to Aho after the goal.
Yeah.
But I think they're playing tiny, and Rempe just
Yeah.
makes everybody bigger.
Yeah.
Panarin, like he's kind of like really perimeter again. You know?
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
I never really believed in that theory that you put a tough guy in line that makes everybody bigger, but
I believe in it
yeah.
wholeheartedly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brzezinski's a nice player, but I mean, you're not going to win the Stanley Cup because of Brzezinski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, okay. The Boston, Florida game yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you see the goal that they tried to get called off? I don't like that Montgomery either. He's a whining pretty boy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's the coach of Boston. I should be careful. He's had his problems with alcohol. I believe that.
Yes, he did. Yeah, because he was in St. Louis, correct?
Yes. Yeah, and just got fired all of a sudden. I'm not quite even sure what the details were there, but it's alcohol related. They said.
Yeah.
So okay, so what happens is Bennett for Florida pushes the Boston defenseman into his own goaltender, and then he scored. Bennett scored, right?
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah.
I just don't see. There's so many things that could be called there. It could be interference. It could be cross-checking on Bennett.
Yeah.
And he did. I don't know how they don't see that there isn't goaltender interference because he pushed that defenseman into
the, yeah.
Especially when they review it too. So, but I guess it's one of those plays that okay, should the defenseman been stronger and stand up and not fall down? So
I think this time of the year more than ever, that whole all that activity in the house, it's so hard to call because guys are just beating the living crap out of each other.
Right. Yeah. And again, what the rule is, I believe I'm correct in this, whatever they call, this was called a goal, there has to be enough evidence to overturn that.
Right.
So they're saying, okay, well, all this stuff happened, but it really doesn't, because that's one of those things that both teams could be mad, right?
Sure. Yeah. It could go either way.
Yeah. It's not bad to go either way. That's what I've heard.
Next topic.
Oh, man. Let me see here. Wheeler is also on the ice in a regular color jersey. There we go. Look, we got a source.
Yeah, I mean,
I forgot about Wheeler.
I still really want Rempe in the lineup.
I know.
Unless the one thing I didn't, it wasn't his fault, but when he snowed whoever the goaltender was, and somebody gave him a shove and he went down really easy.
Oh.
He should have got up. In my view, he should have got up and just strung that guy out.
Yeah.
So maybe they lost a little confidence on that part, but I doubt it. But I would have him in the lineup, especially at home.
Yeah.
I mean,
the garden crowd.
Ice, they'll go crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Tara Mark, do they make all wood hockey sticks? I have an all wood hockey stick, so yes, they still do.
Yeah.
I guess they're still. What's that?
I think they're hard to find. Who makes them? Sherwood, maybe? I don't even know.
Yeah, mine's a Sherwood. I actually have a Paul Coffey model. When I go to hockey camps and stuff like that, the kids are grabbing and looking at it. Can I hold that?
So you guys say, hey, Coffey used my stick.
That's right. Let me see here. Boy, Tom has to buy the popcorn. Okay, let me see here. So Susan's on fire today with it, like knowledge, hockey knowledge. Claimed it wasn't. That's interesting. Huh. That's interesting. Huh. Yeah, but like I said, it's Gila's on the ice, man.
Okay.
This could be like look at all the like 10,000 universes or whatever. They're all watching the show.
So I guess Rempe's not in time. Susan, was Rempe taking regular reps or what was the deal there?
We're gonna find out. I wonder, is Susan at the practice or is she talking to her brother? There's now evidence. There we go. Late last scored has been reversed. Yeah. I had many to get reversed. There's no footage. There's no videos of it because it's so long ago. But let me see here. I have 2 old twigs in my collection. Oh, very good, Deb.
There you go.
My father used to take my NHL hockey sticks, saw off the blade, and use them as tomato sticks, like put them in the garden. I've got old pictures of the garden. And this is the late law sticks.
Is your father Italian?
No, he acted like that though. Oh man, he was.
It was my second son. It was his first birthday, right? And we had a garden at the time out back. And my friend Eddie was putting all folding chairs. I go, what are you putting folding chairs for? Well, your mother's family's Italian. They want to be close to the tomatoes. I said, yeah, leave them there.
Rempe, Edstrom, and Wheeler on the 5th line. Well,
but it's
could change.
It could change.
Yeah. No, my father was at Old Farm Boy. Like it's really right in the book. The book is completed. Deb and I are hopefully going to download on Amazon this week.
All right.
So kudos to Deb coming in and saving the day. So my father was that guy, like just everything had to be perfect, like
Yeah.
they'd vacuum the house, they pull the refrigerator out, when he put like his logs for the wood burning stove, every one was the same length, the pile was just a flat pile. Nothing was done halfway.
So he was the original True Grit.
Yeah, oh yeah, totally. Yeah. Actually, we may go back a little farther. My grandfather probably was the original True Grit.
Yeah.
And then my father and then myself. And my boys are like that too. They're going to do something. Oh man, they have to do it the right way. And they hate to call their father for help too. Oh yeah, drives them nuts. My oldest son and his wife Leah. So Shane and Leah bought a house in Rye. Went over there the other day. It was a rental house, so sometimes rentals get beat up a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like perfect now. The grass is perfect, and like you tell he's trying not to be too bragging about it, but he's waiting for you to make comments. Yeah, it is cool. Very proud of that. Both of them. And Shane and his girlfriend Val are the same way. They're like Shane. Cody. Cody's the youngest one. Shane's the oldest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you've got a Shane as well, right?
Sean and Ty. Ty.
So you changed the name. It used to be Shane.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You ever do that? I do that with people too. Like if I say the name wrong. Yeah.
Names are.
Why? There must be some trick to remembering people's names, all right?
Probably. Yeah, I'm sure there is. I just don't have it.
Yeah, I know. What do you maybe we repeat it a whole bunch of times or something. I can look that up when we're done here.
Yeah. I fake it till I make it.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so all right, here's a little minor detail. But so the unit. So I live in a condominium complex, so all different units.
Yeah.
So there's the third from the end and two more units away from the end. So like this fifth unit, the cable for their cable service fizzled out or whatever, and of course the cable box is on the other end. So they'd have to run the cable up through everybody else and get into everybody else's units to run the cable. Well, I guess they're afraid to do that or whatever because they inconvenience everybody else.
Right.
So they run a cable along the ground back behind my deck where I sit. And I'm paying, they're paying way too. I said, I'm paying way too much money in rent to be sitting here looking at a cable when I'm up my back deck. So of course I take the cable, push it away from my deck. No, I didn't cut it. No, we do get to that though. So I pushed it away. I'm trying to be rude. I just don't want to look at it.
Yeah.
So the landscapers come by, and of course they don't pick up the cable or move it or anything. So they come by with the big lawnmowers, and they snipped it. Now it did bring me some joy. There's no question.
Yeah.
But then it got fixed the next day, and of course the cable guy pushes it back. And I said, no.
Leave it like that.
I do laugh at myself. It's a little petty, but no. How are you with allergies? You get allergies?
Very bad.
Oh, do you take medication for it?
Yeah, take Claritin.
Okay.
It helps, but this time of the year is pretty rough.
Yeah.
And I love it because I want to be out hiking and stuff like that. But sometimes I'll take 2-3 showers a day just to get the pollen off. Yeah.
You know what? I used to take medication. Since I started taking turmeric, I'm assuming it's a turmeric because it's an anti-inflammatory.
Anti-inflammatory.
Right? Yeah.
And also they say if you get local bee pollen.
Oh.
For whatever reason that works too. But I think, it's got to be local.
Right. Buddy of mine, John Kyle up in Marquette, Michigan. Walt Kyle's brother.
Yeah.
The coach at the Rangers when Mark was working there. Yeah. He's got his own beehives now. So he sent me some. It's pure unfiltered, raw unfiltered. I think it is raw unfiltered.
So my buddy Steve, he got his kids bought him a beehive for Christmas.
Oh.
He just got his first swarm.
Wow.
There's a whole science behind it.
Yeah. Like how do you not get stung? I guess they were in the proper.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But he's got it going.
I have a Katie and Caden who are 15 years old.
Oh, that's right. The boys are twins. Today, happy birthday, guys.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Do anything special for them? Or it's a school day, so I guess.
Well, it's all about Tracy, right? Like she probably takes that. I'll get to my kids later. No, I'm kidding you, Tracy. That's a low blow. You can't say that to kids. Yeah.
Kids always come first.
Yes. Yeah. Happy birthday. Did you get into watching the whole Aurora, whatever it is, the Northern Lights?
Well, no, because I live in New Jersey. Every day here it's cloudy and rainy. I'm not being bitter or anything, but yeah.
Gordy Lane was a beekeeper? Wow. Was he really? I didn't know that. Yeah. So he started a business, him and Pete Laboutier, another former NHL player. You remember him? It was a brilliant idea. It was called Next Shift. So they were going around buying up, it wasn't limited, but they would start off with, I can't remember, some chain of restaurants. And they would have groups of guys that would buy, like 5 or 6 guys that would buy a restaurant. Unfortunately, I think I'm incorrect on this. It all kind of blew up because a few of the restaurants weren't doing well, and they felt that they were proper in moving money from one restaurant to another. But the problem was they had different ownership groups in every restaurant. It probably would have been better if everybody owned all the restaurants, and then you can move the money around as you need. So it all fall apart. But it's a shame too because it was a great idea. They were really building it up. Gordia's I didn't realize, and I say this a compliment to him. I didn't realize what a stuttering problem he had.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very bad. And to play against him, I just never noticed it. But it didn't bother him. He was. And I know other players like Dave Taylor that I played with in LA. He had a stuttering problem as well. But
Clarkson.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Good player.
Oh man, good guy. Man, he was vicious out there. Oh. And what a sweetheart of a guy. You meet him. Like I played against him. They got traded there. I sat beside him in the locker room. And I looked at him a few times like, man, you're the nicest man on the planet. When I played against you, you're the biggest jerk ever.
Did he win a Hobie Baker? Possibly. I'm trying to.
Could have, yeah. Man, he played hard.
Was Jimmy Fox there when you played?
Jimmy Fox was there. Yeah. Phil Sykes. Mark Hardy, Jay Wells. Great bunch of guys. Yeah.
It was a pretty tough kid.
Oh man. Not like the biggest heavyweight kind of guy, but would never back down from anybody. And he had that skate too, like he's John Wayne on skates and everything. Yeah. He's a very serious guy. Of course, being the smart ass guy. There was one time on the bus where everybody's all hungover the day after a game, or whatever. We're driving, I think, from Boston to Hartford. Of course, I'm yapping on the bus and everything, and he wanted to sleep, and he got up, threatened me. He says, "We're going out for practice," and you're going up for practice, and I'm thinking, "Oh God," because he says, "You shut up, or I'm going to get you." And it's one of those things like, okay,
just poke the bear. That was a good team you're on there.
Yeah,
a lot of cool guys.
Yep, we had Luke Robitaille, who was a rookie that year. Jimmy Carson, really good team, man. Yeah,
good player too.
Yeah, Larry Playfair was there. Bob Bourne from the Islanders.
Bobby Bourne,
yeah. And then Wayne came in and things changed.
Who's that?
Yeah, that Wayne guy. Man, I'll never forget that, sitting there back in New York listening to ESPN and thinking, Wayne Gretzky's coming down. Everybody in the NHL still says this, like, wait, it can happen. Wayne Gretzky got traded, so that's the. Yes, I did apologize, Tracy. Kids always come first. Yes, I agree, totally. That was a faux pas on my part, which I do make some faux pas apparently. Oh God, I didn't realize like throwing the baseball. It's a little farther from the mound to
90 feet. Yeah.
Is it 90 feet or 60?
Yeah. 90.
You sure?
Yeah.
I think it's 90 between the bases. No. Yeah, 90 between the bases.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
60
feet. Yeah.
Really nice. Oh man, what a beautiful field. I'd love to go there and sound like I said.
Yeah, those minor league stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You go there, it's cheap. You watch some baseball, just relax.
Yeah.
What's going on? That's not here.
Is there?
That's by you.
And I get these good speakers too, so they were headphones, so they pick up everything. So, yeah, this is quite the the Dodge on here. Oh,
yeah. The PR team had me go out one weekend before the season started with Jamie Lundmark and a couple of kids that were skating with me in the summer, somewhere on the island for the same thing. It was a softball game. They had a charity softball game, and. Remember Jason Williams, the New York Net that killed the driver or whatever?
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, he was on our team.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was shortly thereafter. I'm glad I didn't say anything wrong to him.
I was thinking of something else too. Oh, I should have seen some of the guys in LA. Bugsy Watts was there, William. Thank you very much. Not Bugsy Watson, Bugsy Erickson.
Erickson,
yeah. We got it's a good bunch of guys. Yeah, I was really surprised. We had a really good
Who's
team.
the goaltender?
The guy with the big pads.
Glove too. Yeah, glove. Yeah.
I think we had Rolly Melanson. Rolly the goalie.
Yeah.
And who else? We had Glenn Healy was there for a bit, but I think that was more when Gretz came in. Mm-hmm. Who else did we have? But Rolly Melanson was good. I'm sure like you see the Toronto players yapping at each other on the bench the other night. Well, that happens more than people realize, but people do it behind the scenes, right? You do it in the locker room, whatever. So Rolly was in net. We were getting hammered, and I was probably playing bad. And he wasn't stopping the pucks, and so we're coming to the locker room, and Rob Torek was coaching our friend, and we were buddies, and Rolly and I are getting into it. Like, Tommy, you got to do this. Like, just get in the net, stop the freaking puck, And Robbie's like, no more. And of course, I have to get the last one in, right? And then Rolly has to get another one in. And Rob's getting all steamed up. He's like, oh. The funniest one I've told the story, the funniest one I've ever seen, it really wasn't much of a competition. It's Wayne there. And I like to explain this properly too. As you know, with Wayne, he would stay out for these long shifts, 3 or 4 or 5 minute shifts. He never did it, I don't believe, to be selfish. He really thought he had something going for the team and he was going to continue on. And the rest of the team knew it too. Like the next centerman up would realize, okay, well, it's Wayne Gretzky. He wants to get a record. So at the end of the period, we weren't playing well. We come in the locker room. We got Larry Robinson and John Tonelli, these veteran guys. Jay Miller was there. And everybody's giving their opinions of what we should be doing. And Jay goes, and Jay's this kind of fun, goofy kind of guy. He goes, well, if we didn't have those 5 minute shifts, we'd probably do a lot better too. Obviously, commenting about Wayne. And for one of the first times, Wayne didn't lose it, but he got up. He's frustrated, took his gloves and his stick and threw it in front of Jay Stahl. Said, here, if you think you can do any better, you do
it. Yeah, oops. Yeah.
But here in Wayne fashion too, like he settled himself down, took 15 seconds, whatever, and we're all like there's dead silence in the locker room. Yeah. Wayne gets up and slaps him in the pads. Come on, let's go have some fun,
Jay wasn't known for tucking too many.
No. That's right. We had Darren Ellie for a bit there. Yes, he was there, and Bob Jinisek also. Yes, you're correct. Yep. I forgot. Dave Longman, the former Islander, was there when I first got traded too. And we played against each other, but I never met him in person. So I didn't, sometimes you don't know what the guy looks like with those equipment on. And I walk in the locker room and he's looking at me like, Tommy, I'm Dave Longman. Like, oh, sorry. Yeah. He was a good player too. I liked the way he played. He was a
good player. He was pretty hard on this kid.
Yeah. I think he's a Minnesota guy too.
I think you're right.
Are you a Knicks fan? Do you watch the Knicks at all?
When I was a kid, I was a huge Knicks fan, but I really don't follow it. Yeah, I couldn't. Yeah. I don't even know anybody on the team really.
Yeah. Barry, thank you, Barry. Ron Ellis. I forgot to mention that. Thank you very much. I saw that. Rest in peace. What a great player. Yeah. I really had never had any personal contact with him. Mike, I think he was on that 72 team for Canada, I believe.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. Man, that's a legendary team, right? Paul Henderson. Yeah. And Paul Henderson obviously was a good player to be on that team, but he really wasn't. Yeah.
But I think he was playing in WHA then. I don't know if he was. I think he was playing in the WHA at that point. Yeah.
Oh, that's forgot. So guys could still. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was.
Yeah.
Man, Bobby Orr and everything. Bobby Orr only played 7 or 8 years.
I don't know. I think maybe I want to say 10, but
was it?
I may be wrong, but those years in Chicago, he was playing on one.
It is something to be. It's a great player to have that relatively shorter career because most of those great players will play for 20 years.
Yeah.
Man.
But that 72 series was.
Yeah. I remember because it was an 8 games. People don't remember. They called it it was an 8 game series against Russians. Summit series. Yeah. And we felt it was supposed to be just an exhibition because we felt Canada thought they were so much better than the Russians. It's not about being a winner. We're going to win most of the games. So 4 games in Canada, 4 games in Russia. And then first couple of games, the Russians came out and I think didn't they win the first game?
I think they did. Yeah, they were just at a different. Those guys came in it was the summertime.
Yeah, they just drink beer all the time. Out of shape. Yeah. And then the famous Phil Esposito speech. I remember out in Vancouver. Lost again, and the fans were booing. And Phil gets up, and this is Phil. I didn't know him at that time, but once I got to play with him, I could see this is really the way he lived his life. He got up and lectured the whole country.
Yeah.
And
was that the series where Bobby Clark just absolutely two-handed Karloff?
I didn't think it was. I thought it was the Russians came over for a 1-game thing. They traveled around.
No, it was during one of the summit. I think
it was okay.
Yeah, that game was Ed Van Impe was going one in Philly where they walked off the ice.
Yeah, okay, that's the one I'm thinking about. Yeah,
Ed Van Impe was out there. He was just spearing guys and just brutalizing Russia. And they walked.
And they said, "Well, how'd you get them to come back on the ice?" We told them they weren't going to get paid.
You're going to get paid. Yeah,
they came back.
Remember Darren Van Impe? That's his uncle.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He's a good dude, Darren. He was.
Remember that fight when George gave it to Longman? Oh God. Man. That was a scary one. I remember looking at that, like, where did that come from? Especially look at George. He's this tiny little guy.
Hey, man. If you know how to fight, you know how to fight.
Yeah. Oh, he did. I think it's like heart, too. Like, he just not back down from anybody. Yeah. Justin Lambert was a pitcher.
Now, what's Keith talking about?
I'm not sure. I think maybe he saw me pitch. Maybe he thought. Justin Lambert. He'll clear it up for us.
Yeah.
Bobby Orr is the best hockey player. Yeah. Well, There's always a debate, Gretzky, Gordie Howe, Marilyn.
I don't like saying anybody's the greatest, but he was certainly changed the game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Completely changed the game.
Yeah. More of effect on the game than probably anybody. Yeah.
Like I would say that's true. Yeah. He changed the game more than any one player did.
What a great guy, too. When I got in the agent business, he was in the agent business as well. I had to call him up for some reason. Just like I'd never met him. He's at a whole different level than I am. Just treated me like I was a former player, chatting away about stuff. And yeah, I was really impressed. And most guys are like that, too.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Ron Ellis played for Maple Leafs, 1963 for their team in 81. The only team. Oh, very cool. I like that. Gresh is like that too. It's interesting when guys get to play the whole career.
Ken Danico played 20 here in Jersey.
That's right too.
Yeah.
Who else was I thinking? Boris Salming. Yeah, that's where Bobby Clark, I guess, has done that. It's a shame when a great player, like even you look back at Brian Leach, when he got traded into his career, I think he's kind of bitter about that. I think
I would have been. They didn't handle that right at all.
Yeah. And again, in fairness, Glenn Saylor was running the team at that time. Yeah. He was not running the team for the bulk of Leach's career. So maybe he didn't fully understand. I mean, obviously, you understand his numbers retired. They won the cup.
I just couldn't agree with it at the time.
Yeah, because really, how did it benefit? Didn't they trade him to Boston, right?
Toronto.
Was it Toronto? And then he ended up in Boston.
No. Was it Toronto first? I think it was Toronto.
Yeah, and then he went to Boston after that.
He went to Boston, yeah. Huh. Which was a little better for him because he's from Connecticut. So
yeah.
He probably grew up being a Bruins fan.
Man, he's got a sense of humor too. I try to give it to him sometimes with number 2 and everything, and he cars me up like.
He's a quiet guy, but he could.
Yeah. He set me up. We were doing the skate with the greats and up on stage, and I've got the mic, so I've got the upper hand on him. And I said something about I'm the second best number 2 or whatever. It goes and he pauses. That's right, second best. Oh, that's Brad Park. Yeah, you're right.
So he had I don't know if you remember, but his knob on top of his stick was about this big.
Oh.
So we're in Pittsburgh, and he said in the game, they're playing. He said, Mark, you do me a favor, take this tape off the bottom of my stick. So I wasn't thinking. Now, Peter Nedved used to take literally the tape off the bottom, leave the tape on, but he would take the bottom off.
Oh.
I guess so that that's whatever.
Fine.
So I guess he's like most guys be like, where's this guy go? He was cool about the period end he came in, and I was trying to take that just like with a straight edge off. I just wanted to tape off the bottom.
Oh, that's funny. How did I change that?
But being in that, the equipment guys for sure, but even myself after a while, you just look at the top of the knobs, you knew whose stick it was.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know.
His was huge. I don't know how the heck he.
Yeah, I know. Isn't it true? Some guys, like Gretzky's blade, too, was like a big paddle. And he's picking up something like this thing that he would do with the stick. But he's like, how does he do that?
Yeah. Adam Oates had a paddle about that big.
Oh.
He must have chopped it in half.
Oh, is that right? Eh?
Really small paddle.
I mean, I had a small little blade, too. I thought it was a stick handler in college.
And then where's one? Here's Peter Nedved's stick.
Oh. Yeah.
He always had to have a third period stick because, the first 2 he was.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He's a good player. I liked him.
Yeah, he was good. He always went top cheese.
Yeah. Top cheese, that's right.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, how did Laidlaw change the game?
It was more of a ballistic event.
It is so funny. I know I said this so many times, but I'm laughing because when I watch myself play, I'm thinking, man, I'm bad. I'm falling down. I'm doing, but it's just, I guess I just
fell down for how many years? 14, 11?
Yeah, or 11 years. Yeah, I just, some of the plays I'd make, like other guys like Duguay and Gresser making these fancy plays and the whole bit, and here comes one blockhead.
But see, that's the thing. You need everything. You can't have just one guy out there.
I know I said this too, and I just don't want. I think it's so funny. Like I said, we were playing LA in the series in '81, and we're down the game, and I take the puck and I go to the net. I could have just shot it in. I don't know what I was thinking. I just ran over the goalie, but it works out. Then this is the thing I realized. The more I just do it, just go.
Just do your thing.
Yeah, and it works out. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go.
So my oldest son, Sean, his freshman year at college, he broke his leg second day in camp.
Right.
So his first game he played was in January. We went down in Philly playing St. Joe's. His first shift, he's left winger. He turns it over to the D-man. And I saw the head coach kind of deflate a little bit. But then after he turned it over, he just ran right through him. And then the head coach goes, okay.
Yeah, exactly. And I think once you've coached a guy like that for so long, you realize, okay, that's just the way, it's always it's going to work out because he'll never quit.
He may even pass the puck to him on purpose so he can hit him. Who knows?
When I was with the Kings, Jerry Korab had retired and he'd been a King. And he comes in, I guess I was blocking a bunch of shots. He comes in the locker room, first time we met. And he'd been that kind of player too, blocking shots. He goes, Tommy, great to meet you. And you're blocking all the shots. Like, I said, yeah, because I keep giving the puck away all night long. I block the shots. Yeah.
King Korab. He was a big dude too, right?
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny how I look back at like a similar kind of defenseman like Jerry Korab, myself, Brad Marsh, Zombo, Harold.
Yeah.
Harold Snaps. Yeah. Just all the same bunch of guys.
How about Jack McElroy too.
Yeah. Randy Hillier, I saw him in Pittsburgh recently. In Mariners, yeah, same kind of thing. Rod Buskus was the same way.
Buskus in Pittsburgh,
yeah. But just guys just like beating the puck up. Puck would be square by the time we got done with it.
So beat up the puck and the other team.
Yeah. We were at an alumni meeting, probably 6-7 years ago, and Nick Vitito was sitting right beside me. And the head of alumni at that time worked for the Rangers, Rick Nadeau, great guy. He's got his own company now, but so he's talking about, we've got an event here, we've got an event there. And Nicky goes, I've been to that place. So I'm sitting beside him. I go, that explains why the pucks are all square there. And a lot of the guys are like, what? Like, what's he mean? And Nicky got, unfortunately, sitting right beside me. So he grabs me in a headlock to squeeze my head. So. Yeah,
he was there really for one thing.
Yeah. 5-0. Where's 5-0? 5-0. Hawaii 5-0. Joe Marat. Did he play his own career?
Man. Yeah. That guy, the hip check. That's what he was known for, hip check.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who dated your aunt in the 70s? You talking about Tony Esposito? I know you mentioned here. Tony Esposito, funny guy. So him and Phil, when they started the Tampa Bay Lightning, Phil had let Tony be the general manager, so he's negotiating all the contracts. So we just done a new collective bargaining agreement, and I think I'm correct. In it, there was a rookie cap, and they were allowed to get bonuses. But if they said, okay, if the rookie gets all the bonuses and it goes over the cap, we can't have that because it's a cap. So we're doing that, and I'm pretty well versed in the CBA. I really had to work hard at that one to understand it. So I'm negotiating with Tony. We're buddies, and he says, "Well, let's do it this way, Tom. Let's send it in." Like, hey, Tony, you can't. It's not going to pass. And you don't want to send in a contract because then you look like you don't know what you're doing,
right?
If they kick it back. So I said, okay, but I tell you right now, it's not going to work. So send it in. It gets kicked back. And now the good thing was now he thinks that I'm the most brilliant guy in the world because and it really wasn't that big a deal. Yeah, it actually worked out well for me because now Tony he'd call me for advice and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That was one thing I was proud of that, like getting to know the collective bargaining agreement. That's pretty cool.
That's what the casual fan, me included. We don't know really what goes on.
Yeah. Like how to plan. Sometimes those guys will sign those big 8-year deals, like Connor McDavid did. And you think, well, geez, if you really think you're that good of a player, the cap is always going up. Maybe you sign a 5-year deal. Now you're back at the table again more quickly. That's what Austin Matthews did there in Toronto, and he's ended up making more money. But whether you're making 14 or 15, I guess it doesn't mean that much difference. Yeah.
More taxes.
Yeah. You think about that too, like with what's his name, the captain there in Tampa. Stamkos, yeah. Remember when he got his contract done, he took less to stay in Tampa, but there's no state tax in Florida, so he ended up probably making more, and on a team he wanted to be on.
The story that actually I heard, Miami Heat, all those guys ended up down there because there was no income tax.
Yeah,
like Shaq and whoever else. I forget. That team was loaded because those guys went there because of taxes.
Shaq's a funny man, isn't he? Oh,
that guy! I saw him just recently walking in a hall to greet me. He's huge, man.
Yeah.
Like you when you see a normal person next to him.
Yeah.
He is like, oh man.
They had him on the set, the hockey set there with Henrik Lundqvist. Who else was there? Biz was there. And he was pretending Shaq was on his skates, but no, he's on his shoes, but he's pretending he's skating. Like he's trying to do this graceful slide and everything. Hilarious. Like you said, he's this huge man doing this. Oh. Him and Charles Barkley on that show. I'm not a basketball guy, but I love watching that show.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are fun to watch. Yeah. You know who's good too is Moses Malone. There was a famous story where the reporter says to him, when's your birthday? It's August 1st. And she says, what year? He goes, every year.
Say it again one more time.
She asked him, when is your birthday? He said, August 1st. And she said, what year? He said, every year.
That's classic.
Yeah.
I like that. That's excellent. Oh, man.
Moses Malone, yeah.
So does he do TV all the time?
No, I don't even know what he's doing now, but I recall that.
Was he the guy that played out in Salt Lake that wanted to be a truck driver?
No, he I think you're thinking of Carl Malone,
Yes.
the truck driver.
That's right.
Moses Malone. I think he might have been one of those guys that came right out of high school and played in the Old American Basketball Association.
What? So, what? You have been to Salt Lake? Have you been there?
Yeah, I was out there last summer actually.
How big is that?
The city, it's like, those cities out there, Tom, during the day, there's like people go to work and then they leave. And then it's kind of quiet.
Right.
And
so it's like a Columbus kind of size, right? That same.
Yeah, it's like I said, I was there on a Friday afternoon in front of I forget wherever the Jazz play, where the new Salt Lake team will play. There was not one person on the sidewalk on a Friday afternoon. And I said to Beth, can you imagine standing in front of the Garden at any given point? I could be 3 a.m. There's like a bazillion people out there. Yeah.
So it looks like they had like 14,000 people for like they brought then Arizona Cardinals or Coyotes, and looked like they were pretty enthusiastic about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there had been some talk even when I was there last year about them trying to get a team.
So what kind of city to live? Is that a nice place to live?
Yeah, I mean, well, it's Mormon. It's most of the city's Mormon.
So you can have multiple wives, right?
You could, yeah.
Huh. Wow. Yeah. Maybe I'll make a comeback.
Do you really want to do that?
You're right, too. I have a hard time keeping one.
Yeah, but anyhow, yeah. I mean, it was a very nice city. Yeah.
Okay, so let's see how that works. So you're Mormon. You can have multiple wives. So now the women are like aren't women more like a little protective of their relationship, or is?
I don't know how that works. I know that I think they call each other sisters. Maybe I might be wrong. I don't know. Talk out of school on this. Yeah.
So they don't all sleep in the same bed together, do they?
Well, yesterday was probably a very busy day for them.
Why is that?
It was Mother's Day. That guy had to go out and buy 15 sets of roses.
Oh yeah, think about that. The poor guy.
Yeah.
And what if they what if they don't get like their period at the same time? That would be.
Well, there's a strong possibility of that happening.
Yeah, that's right. Because they're close. Yeah. You must have some infighting, though, right? All the women can't get along with each other.
Of course, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Now, so is the man he's the king?
The man.
Okay.
I guess. I don't want to speak out of school. I really don't know, but yeah, it's an interesting concept.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's okay. So men and women are so much different, right? Like it's just it's not that it's nobody's fault. I don't think they
nature.
Think differently. Yeah. So you've got multiple people who now think differently than you. It doesn't. Maybe it's not such a great thing after all.
I don't see the upside.
Oh God.
For the women or the men.
Yeah, no kidding. So the woman now is thinking, okay, so she's fairly certain that he's not going to cheat then, right? With another woman, because if he's got like 7 wives.
He doesn't have to. He's got
7 wives. So that part's removed.
Well, he's got a calendar, right? And he sets it up like a schedule.
Right. Based on their
menstrual cycle. I mean, there must be some kind of cycle or schedule they have.
Yeah.
Because you got kids all over the place too.
Yeah, because you would assume if he all the 7 women or how many that he's married, he's sexually attracted to them. You wouldn't that isn't all of it, but you have to have some sexual attraction to get married, right?
I guess, yeah, maybe not.
Because you're stumped on that one.
Are you married? I'll come over here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so you get the first one.
Yeah.
And then what are you doing? You're dating another one while you're.
Well, there's a draft every year.
How does that work? Okay, so you must go into the first marriage and say, "Listen, I'm going to have multiple wives." Right.
Well, I think it's a given. I mean, they're all raised that way. They know it's such a kind of a tight community. They know what the deal is.
Yeah. So imagine like being an NHL hockey player. You think, "Oh, this is great. I'm gonna have 7 wives." So who? I should look at the lineup there and think, who's going to be the first guy to have multiple wives?
Just in the NHL, who should be the first?
Well, I'm thinking like the guys are going to be playing in Utah, like the guys who run the Arizona lineup. Like, you're going to want to get traded there, right? Maybe want to get traded there. Like you're free. Look at the advantage they may have in signing free agents.
That's true,
right?
Yeah,
like guys like us back.
I don't even know how that law works out. It's a very maybe Kevin knows the thing.
March 29, 2020. Polygamy is essentially decriminalized in Utah under a bill signed into law. Okay.
There you go. So it's you can get away with it.
So imagine, okay, so the government officials now have to say, okay, it's great for everybody to have multiple wives. We'll make that a law. Okay.
Well, yeah, no, I think one's enough.
Yeah.
Two's too many.
Imagine that. Oh my goodness. Like having multiple wives. I watched some show on that.
Keith's right. Yeah, it's really not a good setup.
Yeah. Yeah. There's could be abuse in any relationships, but wouldn't that be funny? Like first NHL guy that I'm going to look at the lineup, and we should go through the lineup. And we'll do that next show, and say, okay, what are the guys in this lineup you think could potentially
get snatched?
Yeah,
become
right. I never thought about it. If I was playing right now and that happened, I'd be dying. That'd be funny. Like, get traded
to St. Louis or Salt Lake.
What if you're going in there on a road trip? I mean, you can't have. I mean, so I guess you could have multiple wives and they stay in Utah, and then you just come in as a player.
True, you could do that.
Yeah. Especially if it's in the same division, you're going in there more often. So
yeah.
Or even what about during the summer? Yeah, what about during the summer? I guess you don't have to. Like you can say, okay, I'm playing for the New York Rangers, but I'm going to go for the summer, go to Salt Lake. Yeah. Have my wives. Just leave them there.
Yeah.
So there you go. So now you leave them there in the city, so you don't have to deal with them all the time. And now you go play with the New York Rangers. And I guess you could bring one in like at one at a time, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Maybe we
got to get a lot of ID from them, though.
Yeah. Which wife? So like Jackie DiPiazza with the Rangers. Which wife is coming in today, Tom? Oh God, we got blacked out there. Lost you again. No volume. Can't hear you. Mark, we lost Marky's. Well, okay. So we'll follow up on this again. We'll get the Arizona lineup and look, and then we can have a show next week. We'll discuss the players on the lineup that are going to Salt Lake City that we think may become polygamous. Is it called polygamy? I guess it's not. It's still called polygamy. It's just not illegal. Right? And then maybe that's what's going on around the league too. I should talk to some current players and think, have you ever thinking like, you'd have like 7 wives out in Utah and then you bring one in at a time? Man, maybe we're onto something here. There's got to be somebody that does that around the country, right? They've got their 7 wives. They keep them there. And you just bring one in at a time, a certain rotation. Just like me with the pitching staff there at the New York Yankees based on that video I did. All right, everybody, have a fantastic, this show went downhill quick. Everybody have a fantastic week. Again, 988 hotline. Remember, we're reaching out and helping people. Loving life. Weather's starting to get nice outside. Get that sun on you, nice and healthy. And shoulder check movement as well. Let's help as many people as possible. All right. Everybody have a fantastic week. We will be doing this. I'll have the show at 10 o'clock on Thursday. And then we'll have some fun. We'll talk more about Salt Lake City. Everybody have a fantastic week.